You know, we always hear that a fact is a fact, right? But what if the way you see that fact could change everything about what it means? Today, we're going to see how one simple story can be totally transformed just by changing how it looks.
All right, so our story kicks off with two things pretty much everyone can get behind: friends and chocolate. It's a super simple setup, and on the surface, it seems pretty straightforward.
But, and this is where it gets really interesting, we're going to look at this simple little tale through completely different lenses. You're going to see how the visuals alone can make you feel completely different things about the exact same events.
Okay, so first things first, we need to set a baseline. We're just going to walk through the original story, just the words on the page, so we all understand the core narrative before we start messing with it.
So, meet Tom and Tim. The story tells us they're inseparable. And that word, inseparable, you're going to want to hang on to that, because their friendship is about to get a serious test.
And here it is, the thing that kicks it all off, a big chocolate bar. This one little object is the catalyst that's going to put that inseparable bond to the test.
Right away, Tom comes in with what sounds like a super fair solution. He's proposing a 50-50 split. He's basically team cooperation. That's his side of things.
And here's where things get messy. Tim has a totally different plan. He wants the whole thing for himself, which is the exact opposite of what Tom suggested. So yeah, the battle lines are officially drawn.
So Tim just goes for it, right? He acts on that selfish impulse and grabs a big piece. But check out Tom's reaction here. He takes the smaller piece and smiles. That little detail adds this really fascinating layer to his character, doesn't it? Maybe he's patient, maybe he's just generous.
And then we get the resolution. Tim has a change of heart, feels bad about what he did, and their friendship is back on track. Pretty classic moral here, right? Sharing is caring, and friendship is way better than chocolate.
Okay, so that's the story, but if we're going to play around with how it looks, we first have to understand how it's built. We need to see its blueprint.
Think of it like this. Pretty much every story is built from these little moments, these narrative beats. For us, it's the discovery of the chocolate, the conflict over how to split it, Tim's realization that he messed up, and the final resolution. These 4 beats, that's our skeleton. And now we get to dress it up in some very different outfits. All right, now for the fun part, the main event. We're going to take just one of those beats, the conflict, and we're going to view it through 2 totally different visual styles and just see what happens to how we perceive it. So, in one corner, we've got this dramatic, almost emotional comic book style. It's designed to make you feel something, to pick a hero and a villain. And in the other corner, a super clean, kind of sterile corporate infographic that just gives you the data. 2 lenses, same exact moment.
Okay, so look at this first one. I mean, that's not just the word no, is it? That's a shout. It's an explosion on the page. The jagged, aggressive font, the harsh lines. It makes Tim's refusal feel like a personal attack. You're not just reading a word, you're feeling an injustice. You immediately see Tim as the bad guy. No question.
Okay, deep breath. Now, let's look at the exact same moment, but as data. This bar chart, it's showing us the same thing. Tim gets 100%, Tom gets 0%. But how does it feel? It's completely cold, analytical, detached. There's no villain here, just a proposed chocolate distribution. All the emotion is just gone. This is the power of framing, right here.
So, a chocolate bar, a comic book font, a bar chart, who cares, right? Well, here's why it matters. A lot. Because we are surrounded by these kinds of visual frames every single day, whether we realize it or not. Okay, so let's boil this all down. Visuals aren't just there to look pretty. They are incredibly powerful tools that literally guide our emotions. That bar chart can make a selfish act look like a neutral business proposal. A dramatic font can turn a simple disagreement into a full-blown moral battle. At the end of the day, the style is the substance, because it's the frame that tells you how to feel about the picture inside.
So I'm going to leave you with a little piece of homework. The next time you're looking at a news report or an ad or even just a chart in a meeting, look past the raw information for a second and just ask yourself, what story does the visual want me to believe? What's the feeling I'm supposed to be having right now? Because understanding the lens is always the first step to seeing the whole picture.